Greetings from Hoedspruit, South Africa, and thank you for tuning into episode 7 of our Elephant Behaviour Series. For those that are new to the series, welcome, and just to let you know that the aim of the series is to bring the Elephant Ethogram, created by Elephant Voices, to life through our interpretation of some of the archives of footage of the Jabulani Herd in our care. At the end of this video, you'll find a link to the full playlist of this series. This episode, we continue with 2 more behaviours found in the context Foraging and Comfort Technique, and they are rip grass and rub off dirt. We couple these behaviours in this episode as they are often seen together. The context Foraging and Comfort Technique is described by Elephant Voices as follows: methods or techniques employed by elephants to achieve comfort or to feed effectively on a particular type of vegetation or species of plant. Elephant Voices describes the behavior rip grass as follows: grasping a clump of grass with a trunk and using the strength of the trunk alone to tear the blades, then transferring the trunkful into the mouth. The next trunkful is grasped and torn as the elephant continues to chew. This foraging technique is typical when the elephant is grazing on medium-length grasses such as lush Cynodon doctylon. A group of elephants ripping grass is associated with a rhythmic sound as individuals rip and ingest trunkful after trunkful. Elephant Behaviours describes the behavior rub off dirt as follows: holding a clump of stubble, typically grass that has been grazed close to the ground by other herbivores, with the fingers of the trunk and rubbing the stubble against the ridges on the underside of the trunk to remove the soil clinging to its roots. Alternatively, holding the stubble in the fingers and rubbing it against the chest between the forelegs. The former is a technique that takes experience to perfect. It is regularly employed in the dry season by adults, but we are not sure of what age it is acquired. This technique may also be used with longer grass that is uprooted with soil or dust clinging to the roots. Those were pretty long descriptions, but now that you know what they mean, let's take a look at some examples from our archives. In this peaceful scene, Kanyisa and Limpopo are seen spending some quality time together with Tiger, our elephant care manager at Herd. Limpopo shows a great example using her strong trunk to rip grass from the ground. She successfully uproots it and takes the grass into her mouth with her trunk. Kanyisa shows a nice example of rubbing off dirt as she takes the vegetation she has uprooted from the earth and continues to flip it back and forth with her trunk on the underneath, helping to get rid of the extra dirt that may have clung on to the roots. Tokwe, the matriarch of the herd, is seen here foraging on her own quite peacefully. You can see as she rips grass with her trunk, as well as starts to rub off the dirt from the grass before she ingests the grass. Here is another example of Tokwe rubbing off dirt on the ridges of the underside of her trunk, always done with such grace in true Tokwe style. This is the dominant bull of the herd, Sebakwe, who, although he has his rear facing the camera, you are able to see rip grass from the earth and briefly rub and flick the grass against his underbelly before he places it into his mouth. Zindoga is spotted ripping some fresh grass out of the ground with his stealthy trunk, and also showing the behavior rub off dirt before he goes ahead and eats the grass. This low perspective shot of Jabulani shows his trunk in action ripping grass, and using his trunk to rub off dirt to make sure the grass has as little sediment as possible before placing it in his mouth. Another video of Jabulani, but this time a side shot of his grass ripping behaviors. It seems he has managed to pry a much smaller tuft of grass on this occasion, but still ensures that it is completely soil and dirt free as possible before eating it. Our avid followers will recognize this young bull by his triangular rip in his ear. This is Mumbo, and he is seen here showcasing rip grass behavior, followed by the rub off dirt behavior. Take some time out to enjoy this nice clip of Mumbo again, as he stands alone repeatedly ripping grass and rubbing dirt off. You should by now be able to recognize the two different behaviors.
Just turning towards it, that's why Tiger went.
Yeah.
Just turning straight, becoming Mambo.
Young Kanyisa displays an excellent example of rip grass in this video clip. She manages to gather a sizable tuft of grass too. Quite impressive. Tokwe is enjoying ripping big tufts of grass in this scene, and you can actually see the amount of soil that is still at the end of the grass at the roots where she has uprooted it. She then uses her trunk to move the grass around quickly and purposely to help shake off and remove it. Limpopo and Kanyisa are both ripping grass besides Tokwe, who is Limpopo's mother and Kanyisa's elder mother. Both Kanisa and Limpopo are calmly ripping grass from the ground, and you can see Limpopo also rubbing the dirt off from her bundle of grass on the underside of her trunk. For our final example from our archives, we thought we would add this fun clip of Kanisa taken in 2020, the year she was rescued. You can see as a young calf how she's starting to slowly master the art of ripping grass. She also uses her legs to kneel down to assist her in gripping the grass, having a smaller trunk that she is still learning to use properly. Thanks for tuning in to Herd's YouTube channel. Did you know that simply by subscribing and watching our YouTube videos that you are helping to contribute towards the care of our elephants? That's right. The lovely team at YouTube rewards us for lots of followers and lots of lengthy views. So thank you. And please don't forget to subscribe and enjoy the hundreds of videos we have shared over time.